Welcome back to Tango Romeo 87 and Canning 101. I'm Rob.
I'm Tracy. And we picked up some apples, really good apples. And today we're going to make a special recipe and we're going to teach you how to can it.
So let's do this thing. All right, let's get started with these things. Apples. I love apples, one of my favorite fruits. It's fall.
It is, and it's a perfect time for apples. The peaches are gone, the berries are gone.
All of the summer fruits done.
Yes.
But the apples are coming in. And these aren't just any apple.
No.
These are a dream come true for me. Very, very hard to find. This is an old-fashioned apple. This is a Stamen wine sap. And for the recipe that you've got planned for today, there isn't any better apple than this. So, what's our first step today?
Well, I'm going to have you to start peeling apples while I look at the, what?
Does every recipe with apples start with Rob peel apples?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't care if this is what we got to do.
All right.
Let me find some stuff here, and I will get started peeling some apples.
I just want to make sure I remember the recipe.
I'm a high-speed apple peeler. I'm the best apple peeler. Tracy will tell you.
What's that?
You've never seen anybody peel apples like me.
You're right.
Got an old tool. Can't find them anymore. It has the apple core built into the slap thing. So all I have to do
What are you doing?
peeling apples, babe.
No.
Nobody peels apples like me.
No, maybe I better help.
Whatever.
Use
I bet I
this.
can get done faster than you can.
I bet not. Yeah. Oops.
Or I'm better at this than you are.
Oh.
Danger, Will Robinson.
Oops. Crunchy, sweet, good.
So how's that better?
Because there's the core.
While Tracy peels apples, I'm going to take a look at the Ball Blue Book and see if there's anything I forgot about apples. We're not going to have any to make this recipe if you keep eating them.
Man, that's a good apple. Those are in the wrong place.
No, they're not. Your arm is just traveling in the wrong direction. Maybe you don't need these.
Maybe not.
Alrighty. So now we'll just put all of our apples in this pot. Do this. We're going to peel these apples, heat those jars up, and we'll be back with you when we're ready to do the next step. Alrighty then, that was tough work.
Yeah, it was.
I've never worked so hard in my life peeling apples. I peeled one because Tracy broke out the secret weapon.
Yeah, I did.
So now we have the apples peeled, and as you can see here, some of them are starting to turn brown. But that's
normal.
okay for what we're doing. Now, if you were just wanting to dehydrate, freeze dry, or can apples for another reason, you can soak these in a lemon water solution, and that way they don't turn brown.
Right.
You just peel them, drop them in there, but apples will turn brown pretty quick. I don't know why we're playing the footsie game.
Yeah.
It says right in the title of the video that they clicked that we're making applesauce.
Right.
Well, we're going to pretend that we don't know what we're doing.
Right.
Now, the next step is we've got them all peeled, and they're cut in small pieces so that they cook quick. And if y'all hear a little bit of a motor in the background noise,
Right.
we're trying a new wave induction cooktop back here,
Right.
and it's got a fan in it, and I hope it's not too annoying. Right now we've got the jars over there. But the next step is you peeled them, you cut them small, you took out the ones that looked bad, and now we need to add some water. So
Right.
explain what we're doing.
We're going to add just enough water in the bottom to keep them from sticking to the bottom of the pan. So about 2 cups of water. And you're just going to pour it in because these will actually cook down pretty quickly. And just like that, it's ready.
So now all we have to do is let these cook down. And no sense y'all sticking around for that. We'll let them cook down, take care of a few other things, and we'll get through the process of making applesauce, putting it in the canning jars the correct way, getting the lids and rings on there, and dropping her in the canner and showing the final result to you.
Yep.
So we'll cook these down, and we'll catch back up with y'all in a minute.
Yep. Just about ready.
Looks like everything's ready. Those look pretty mushy.
Yep.
So the next step is to turn them into applesauce.
Yeah.
That we need to use the Ninja for. And now all we have to do is what? Put some in there.
Put some in there. I'll move it so closer. Make sure that's on.
And we'll need another pan.
Yep.
We'll take the cooked apples, and as you can see, they're pretty cooked.
Yeah, they are.
They cooked up pretty quick. It took, what, about 20 minutes?
About 20 minutes.
Arrow to arrow. I'll let you do that. I'm going to do it as fast as
Just check and see. Oh, nice and smooth.
very smooth.
Thick.
Don't necessarily need to
Yeah,
spatula
I
it out
do.
yet.
These blades are super, super sharp, and they will cut you in a heartbeat. Believe me, that's firsthand.
Yeah, they make several different Ninja kits. Tracy bought this one for me for Christmas.
Years
Gosh,
ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
It has the blender, has the food processor, and has the cups for the smoothies. Dough
Has a
hook.
dough hook.
You can mix dough in it. But I'm telling you, after all these years, those blades hurt.
They do.
I don't know if the whole kit's available, but I can put a link below if I can find it. They're not the cheapest piece of equipment, but 10 years of
Abuse.
abuse. It's been used. I don't mind to pay a little more for something if I know it's going to hold up.
Right.
This is just beautiful.
It's going to get noisy.
And if you're following along step by step, eat an apple, do a little bit of research, pick you an apple, and it's this easy to make your own homemade applesauce. And then we're going to put it in jars, and it's going to be on the shelf, and we're going to eat it for the entire winter. This is where you want to go ahead and get your water bath canner back up to boiling.
Yep.
Put it on high. Start. Now Tracy's going to use, if you watched our first video,
The
the jar
get
getter
her
outer and the jar putter inner. A lot of people today say that you don't need to put your jar lids in warm water or hot water. We still do because it softens that seal a little bit. We have not had a seal fail yet this year.
Nope.
Okay, so I'm going to move the apples over here on this towel because they're hot, but they're not.
All right. We're just going to take the funnel.
Now, for those of us that want to, we can follow along in the Ball Blue book. Ladle hot sauce into hot jars, leaving a 1/2 inch headspace.
1 inch or 1/2 inch?
Half inch. They were paying attention. How come you weren't?
Because I was too busy watching this applesauce go in this jar.
Remove the bubbles and leave a 1/2 inch of headspace. Now we're going to process these in a boiling water canner or water bath canner for 20 minutes once they're boiling.
Removing air bubbles.
That's what that stick is for. If you watched our first video, which was Canning 011, about the supplies and things you need, I'll put a link up here somewhere. It'll show up. So in case you haven't and you're new to canning, great video shows you what you need to get. We'll wipe off the rim. Tracy will find her magic stick, and you use the gauge here to put your 1/2 inch head space, which is the amount of space between the top of your product and the top of the jar. So she puts that on there, and then we'll put this ring on here. And like I said before, so it stops and just a little torque. And then she uses the jar putter inner,
Set that back in the boiling water.
put it back in the boiling water. And we'll continue to ladle the food into the jars. And when we get them all filled, we'll start the process. Okay, Tracy's putting our last jar in there now. We'll set the lid on. Once it gets back to a full boil, we'll set the timer for 20 minutes. Well, there's always going to be a little bit left in the pot, it looks like.
Oh yeah.
And, man, I love him. Thank you, Telford. You want some?
Yeah.
Open your mouth.
No.
Yeah, it's a trebuchet.
No, it is
Yes,
not.
it is. Just, I can do this.
No. Give me the spoon, Robert. That was really good.
Well, let's check that and see where we're at.
All right. Oh, we're
Oh, it's
boiling.
boiling.
So we need 20 minutes. Hey Siri, set a timer for 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Counting down.
Technology is so awesome.
Oh, it is.
So we've got to wait 20 minutes for that to be done, and you're done with the canning process at that point. Stick around a few more minutes. I really highly recommend that New Wave. Now that's
Yeah.
the bigger one. That's the one, the 12-inch one.
Yeah.
Well under $100. I'll put a link below. The neat little trick about this New Wave also that you might keep in mind is it's got 3 settings for 600, 900, and 1500 watts. It doesn't change the temperature to change the wattage. It just may take a little longer to get there at 600, but this thing will run off your generator.
Yeah.
So if your power were out and you had a generator hooked up, real easy to cook on it. We got a gas stove. We can't
Right.
use the oven,
No, we can't.
but that will run on a generator. So it's
Nice.
easy to do, but it's worked out really well for us, and I would highly recommend that. And we've got some other products that we've been using that we picked up recently that save money over the big brand names that
Right.
we've put to quite a test that
Yeah.
we'll be bringing up in some of the preservation videos.
Yep.
We're going to let this boil for 20 minutes. We'll be right back with you. We'll show you the finished product, and hopefully you can whip up some applesauce on your own. You know, we were just sitting here talking while we were away waiting for the timer to run out
Yep.
about apples. And for a first time canning,
Super easy.
super easy. We didn't plan it that way. It's just that apples became available to us today. I
Today.
mean, we picked those up
Right.
today. Go pick another box up if you want. But that's great for a first time canning. There's no preservatives added. There's no sugar added. These are Amish apples that were grown without lots of pesticides.
Right.
So that jar is basically apples,
Apples. That's it.
just apples. There's nothing added to it.
You're right.
Well, Siri says it's time to go. We'll just turn the power off. That got quieter.
That did.
Take the lid off and set it down on the other mat. And Tracy will get these jars out. And the process is done other than the cooling. That New Wave,
Is the way to go.
that's impressed me. Just tip the water off the top of them. Look at those. And don't make any mistake, that jar is as hot as that boiling water and will be for a while.
Yeah, it will.
The real trick is be impatient and don't touch those lids
No.
because you won't know if it's sealed if you're the one that pushed it down. How many did we make?
5.
Okay, so we made 5. The canner would have held 7, so we had 2 empty jars of water in there to take up space like we talked about in the first video. And that is beautiful.
It is beautiful. Look at all of them.
Well, there's your applesauce. What are we doing on the next video, Trace?
tomatoes.
A little bit more of a process, but everybody wants tomatoes to cook with. This
Yes,
is
they
the number
do.
one thing. That's it, guys. These will ping, and we'll eat, and we're going to do a lot more applesauce.
Yeah, we
Anything
are.
you want to add, Trace?
Go get a water bath canner, get you some jars, and buy some apples.
Okay, yeah, just grab you some jars and do it for your own self. And if you got any comments, put them down below. Subscribe to the channel. That's it for me. Tracy will finish this up, and I'll see you in the next video.
Preparing foods for your family is great because you're in control of what's in it and the nutritional value instead of pesticides and all the additives, waxes, and all of that. So, super easy to do. You should really try it.
And that's a wrap.
All right.
We're out of here. All right. All we need to do is go clean everything up. I was real happy with the way that new wave performed.
Yes.
All righty. That's it for this edition.